Queen Camilla's decision to abdicate her royal title in favor of Princess Charlotte sent shockwaves through the royal family and the world at large. It was an unprecedented move, laden with historical significance and emotional weight, one that captured the imagination of millions and reignited debates about the modern monarchy's role. The decision was not only a personal sacrifice, but also a powerful statement about the future of the British royal family. Before we start, smash the like and subscribe buttons for more updates. The announcement came during a glittering gala at Buckingham Palace. The air was electric, and the atmosphere was charged with anticipation, but no one could have predicted the bombshell that Queen Camilla was about to drop. Dressed in an elegant sapphire gown, Camilla took the stage, her demeanor poised yet reflective. She began by addressing the guests, a mix of dignitaries, family members, and close confidants. As she spoke, her voice carried an emotional undertone that hinted at the gravity of her revelation. "Tonight, I wish to share a decision that has been the product of much contemplation and heartfelt consideration," she said. "As I look toward the future of our great nation and our cherished monarchy, I believe it is time to ensure that the younger generation takes its rightful place at the helm. Therefore, I have chosen to pass on my royal title to Princess Charlotte, who represents the hope and promise of a new era." A gasp rippled through the audience. For a moment, the room seemed to stand still, as if the very air had been pulled from it. The Queen Consort's words carried the weight of centuries of tradition, and her decision to forego her title in favor of the young princess was nothing short of revolutionary. Princess Charlotte, who had been seated with her parents, Prince William and Princess Catherine, appeared stunned. At just 10 years old, Charlotte had already shown glimpses of the grace and charm that had endeared her to the public. Yet even she could not hide her astonishment at this unexpected turn of events. Her wide eyes darted toward her grandmother, a mixture of disbelief and curiosity written across her face. The days following Queen Camilla's announcement were filled with speculation, analysis, and celebration. Historians and royal commentators rushed to dissect the implications of her decision. Some viewed it as a strategic move to modernize the monarchy, while others saw it as a deeply personal gesture motivated by love and faith in the next generation. Regardless of the interpretation, it was clear that Camilla's choice had struck a chord with people worldwide. Queen Camilla had long been a figure of intrigue within the royal family. Her journey from being a controversial figure to a beloved matriarch was nothing short of extraordinary. Many remembered the storm of public scrutiny that followed her relationship with Prince Charles, now King Charles III. Over the years, however, Camilla had won over the public with her warmth, resilience, and dedication to her royal duties. Her decision to step aside and elevate Princess Charlotte only cemented her legacy as a figure of selflessness and foresight. The implications of this transfer of the royal title were profound. Princess Charlotte, now bearing the title of Her Royal Highness, the Princess Royal, became a symbol of the monarchy's evolving identity. Her elevation signified a shift toward inclusivity and progress, a recognition that the future lay in the hands of a younger, more connected generation. It was also a nod to the growing role of women within the royal family, as Charlotte would eventually become one of the first female heirs to hold such a prominent position in the modern era. Behind closed doors, the royal family grappled with the emotional and logistical ramifications of Camilla's decision. King Charles was said to have been deeply moved by his wife's choice, recognizing the courage it took to make such a significant sacrifice. "Camilla has always put the family and the monarchy first," he reportedly told a close confidant. "Her decision reflects her unwavering commitment to the values we hold dear." Princess Charlotte, for her part, faced a whirlwind of changes. Her days, once filled with the relatively normal pursuits of childhood, were now interspersed with lessons in diplomacy, public speaking, and constitutional history. Though she remained under the protective wing of her parents, it was clear that her new role required a heightened level of responsibility. Yet Charlotte approached her new position with a maturity that belied her age. Her natural poise and quick wit, traits inherited from her mother, quickly won over the public and the media alike. The public response to Queen Camilla's decision was overwhelmingly positive. Across the United Kingdom and beyond, people expressed admiration for the Queen Consort's humility and foresight. Social media platforms were flooded with messages of support and excitement, with hashtags like #Princess Charlotte Royal Era and #Queen Camilla Legacy trending for days. The younger generation, in particular, found inspiration in Charlotte's rise, viewing her as a relatable yet aspirational figure. In the months that followed, Princess Charlotte began to embrace her new role with enthusiasm and dedication. Her first official engagement as the Princess Royal took place at a children's hospital in London, where she charmed patients, staff, and onlookers with her genuine warmth and curiosity. The images of Charlotte kneeling to chat with a young patient, her expression one of earnest attention, quickly went viral, further cementing her place in the public's heart. Queen Camilla, meanwhile, stepped gracefully into a quieter role. Though she no longer held the title of Queen Consort, she remained a guiding presence within the royal family. Her experience and wisdom were invaluable to Princess Charlotte, who often sought her grandmother's advice on navigating the complexities of royal life. The bond between the two grew even stronger, and their shared moments became a poignant symbol of the monarchy's enduring continuity. As the years went by, the significance of Queen Camilla's decision became even more apparent. Princess Charlotte blossomed into a confident and capable young woman, her leadership marked by a blend of tradition and modernity. She championed causes close to her heart, from environmental conservation to mental health awareness, using her platform to bring attention to issues that resonated with people around the globe. The world watched as Charlotte took on more significant responsibilities, representing the monarchy at international summits and state visits. Her speeches, delivered with a blend of youthful energy and regal composure, captivated audiences and underscored her potential as a future leader. Her ability to connect with people from all walks of life, combined with her deep understanding of the challenges facing the modern world, positioned her as a unifying figure for the monarchy. Queen Camilla's decision to pass on her title was not without its critics. Some traditionalists argued that the move disrupted the established order and questioned whether a 10-year-old could shoulder such a monumental responsibility. However, as Charlotte grew into her role, even the skeptics began to acknowledge the wisdom of Camilla's choice. By empowering the younger generation, Camilla had ensured the monarchy's relevance in an ever-changing world. The relationship between Queen Camilla and Princess Charlotte remained a source of inspiration and fascination. Their shared moments, whether during royal engagements or private family gatherings, reflected a deep mutual respect and affection. Camilla often spoke of her pride in Charlotte, describing her as a beacon of hope and promise for the future. As time passed, the legacy of Queen Camilla's decision became intertwined with the story of Princess Charlotte's rise. The young princess grew into a formidable leader, her reign marked by compassion, intelligence, and a commitment to service. Her journey was a testament to the power of mentorship, the importance of embracing change, and the enduring strength of family bonds. Queen Camilla's groundbreaking decision to abdicate her royal title in favor of Princess Charlotte will forever be remembered as a defining moment in the history of the British monarchy. It was an act of courage, humility, and vision that not only reshaped the royal family but also inspired a new generation to believe in the power of progress and possibility. Through her selfless choice, Camilla had not only secured her own legacy but also laid the foundation for a brighter, more inclusive future for the monarchy. The announcement of Queen Camilla's abdication of her royal title in favor of Princess Charlotte marked the beginning of a new chapter in the monarchy's long and storied history. While the initial shock of the decision reverberated through the world, it soon became clear that the transition was more than just a symbolic gesture. It was a deliberate and carefully orchestrated step designed to redefine the monarchy for the 21st century and beyond. In the days following the announcement, the palace released an official statement elaborating on Queen Camilla's decision. The statement described her choice as a recognition of the unique challenges and opportunities of the modern age and underscored the importance of preparing the younger generation to lead with vision and empathy. Camilla, known for her quiet strength and reflective nature, had always been a proponent of gradual yet meaningful change. This act of passing the torch to Princess Charlotte was a culmination of years of observation, introspection, and a profound understanding of what the monarchy needed to thrive in a rapidly evolving world. The world's media was relentless in its coverage. Analysts debated the implications of Camilla's decision on primetime news, while historians drew parallels to past monarchs who had made significant sacrifices for the greater good. Comparisons were made to Queen Elizabeth II's accession to the throne at a young age, highlighting how history often called upon the youthful energy of the royal family in times of transformation. However, the unprecedented nature of Camilla's move, voluntarily stepping down to elevate a successor, was unparalleled, setting it apart as a moment that would forever be etched in the annals of royal history. Princess Charlotte, meanwhile, became an even greater focus of attention. The public's fascination with the young royal grew exponentially, as people sought to learn more about her personality, interests, and burgeoning role within the family. For years, Charlotte had charmed the public during her appearances at official events, displaying a playful demeanor balanced with an innate sense of decorum. However, with her new title came an amplified sense of responsibility and scrutiny. Under the guidance of her parents, the Prince and Princess of Wales, Charlotte embarked on an intensive period of preparation. The royal household employed a team of seasoned advisors and mentors to help her navigate the complexities of her role. Her curriculum extended far beyond the traditional academic subjects, encompassing public relations, constitutional law, diplomacy, and even media training. Every aspect of her education was tailored to ensure that she could rise to the expectations that came with her new title. One of the most fascinating aspects of this transition was the bond that developed between Princess Charlotte and her grandmother. Though their relationship had always been warm, it deepened in new and profound ways. Camilla became Charlotte's most trusted confidant, offering her a wealth of advice drawn from her own experiences. She shared anecdotes from her journey as a royal consort, detailing both the triumphs and the trials she had faced. These stories became invaluable to Charlotte, giving her a sense of perspective and grounding as she stepped into the spotlight. The major test of Princess Charlotte's capabilities came during a highly anticipated state visit to Canada, where she represented the monarchy alongside her parents. Though initially apprehensive about the intense media attention and the weight of expectation, Charlotte approached the visit with a sense of purpose. She delivered her first public address during the trip, a heartfelt speech that highlighted the importance of fostering international partnerships and tackling global challenges together. Her words resonated deeply, and her poise and eloquence drew widespread praise. The visit to Canada marked the beginning of Charlotte's growing reputation as a capable and compassionate young leader. She quickly established herself as an advocate for causes that mattered to her generation. Environmental conservation, gender equality, and mental health were among the issues she championed, using her platform to amplify voices that might otherwise go unheard. Her ability to connect with young people around the world, through both formal engagements and social media outreach, made her a relatable and inspiring figure for millions. Behind the scenes, Queen Camilla continued to play an influential role in shaping Charlotte's approach to leadership. She emphasized the importance of listening, empathy, and humility, qualities that had defined her own tenure as Queen Consort. Camilla often reminded Charlotte that leadership was not about power or privilege, but about service and responsibility. These lessons became the cornerstone of Charlotte's philosophy, shaping the way she approached her duties and interactions. As Charlotte's profile grew, so did the public's interest in her personality and private life. While her royal duties demanded a significant portion of her time, her parents were careful to ensure that she retained a sense of normalcy. Charlotte continued to enjoy the simple pleasures of childhood, from riding her pony in the countryside to spending time with her siblings, Prince George and Prince Louis. These moments of joy and freedom were crucial in maintaining her sense of balance and authenticity. The global admiration for Princess Charlotte extended beyond the borders of the United Kingdom. Leaders from around the world, many of whom had initially viewed her elevation with skepticism, began to recognize her potential as a bridge between generations. Her ability to navigate complex diplomatic situations with tact and grace earned her the respect of seasoned politicians and diplomats. At the same time, her genuine warmth and accessibility endeared her to ordinary citizens. One particularly poignant moment occurred during a visit to a refugee camp in Jordan. Charlotte, accompanied by her mother, spent hours listening to the stories of displaced families, many of whom had endured unimaginable hardships. She was visibly moved by their resilience and strength, and her interactions with the children of the camp were captured in photographs that quickly went viral. In the days following the visit, Charlotte made an impassioned plea for increased international support for refugees, highlighting their plight and advocating for compassionate solutions. Queen Camilla's decision to step aside also had a ripple effect within the royal family. It sparked a renewed sense of purpose among its members, encouraging them to embrace change and innovation. The move was seen as a bold acknowledgement that the monarchy must evolve to remain relevant in a world that was increasingly skeptical of inherited privilege. Camilla's actions served as a reminder that leadership often required difficult decisions and personal sacrifices for the greater good. In the years that followed, Princess Charlotte's influence continued to grow. Her initiatives to address climate change and promote sustainable practices gained traction, inspiring governments and corporations to take more decisive action. She worked closely with leading scientists and activists, leveraging her platform to bridge the gap between grassroots movements and global policymakers. Her efforts were recognized with several prestigious awards, further cementing her status as a trailblazer in the fight for a more sustainable future. Charlotte's journey also had a profound impact on the perception of the monarchy itself. By stepping into a prominent role at such a young age, she demonstrated that the institution could adapt to the challenges of modern society while preserving its core values. Her leadership style, characterized by openness, inclusivity, and collaboration, resonated with a diverse audience, including those who had previously been critical of the monarchy. Despite the weight of her responsibilities, Charlotte remained deeply connected to her family. Her relationship with her siblings, George and Louis, remained strong, and the three often appeared together at public events, showcasing a united front. Their bond was a source of comfort and strength for Charlotte, reminding her that she was never alone in her journey. As the years turned into decades, Queen Camilla's legacy became inextricably linked to Princess Charlotte's success. The decision to pass on her royal title was seen as a transformative moment, one that had set the stage for a new era of leadership. Camilla, though no longer in the public eye as frequently, continued to serve as a trusted advisor and beloved matriarch, her wisdom shaping the monarchy's trajectory in subtle yet profound ways. Princess Charlotte's rise to prominence was a story of courage, resilience, and vision. It was a testament to the enduring power of mentorship and the importance of embracing change in the face of uncertainty. Queen Camilla's decision to relinquish her title was not just an act of selflessness, it was a declaration of faith in the future, a recognition that the strength of the monarchy lay not in its adherence to tradition, but in its ability to inspire and adapt. As history would later record, the impact of Camilla's choice and Charlotte's leadership extended far beyond the confines of the royal family. Together, they had redefined what it meant to serve, proving that even the most time-honored institutions could be a force for progress and hope. Through their shared journey, they had left an indelible mark on the world, a legacy that would be celebrated for generations to come. The legacy of Queen Camilla's decision to relinquish her title to Princess Charlotte continued to ripple outward in ways that were both transformative and enduring. As years passed, what began as a shocking announcement became a cornerstone moment in the reimagining of the British monarchy, inspiring a renewed sense of purpose and inclusivity. Queen Camilla's unprecedented choice was no longer seen as merely symbolic. It became a blueprint for leadership that was adaptable, forward-thinking, and attuned to the pulse of modern society. Princess Charlotte, now firmly established as a central figure in the monarchy, flourished in her new role. By the time she entered her teenage years, she had already developed a reputation as a dynamic and thoughtful leader. The weight of her responsibilities, though immense, did not seem to stifle her spirit. Instead, they cultivated a maturity that was well beyond her years. Guided by her grandmother, parents, and a network of advisors, Charlotte evolved into a figure who represented the best of both tradition and modernity. One of the most profound effects of Queen Camilla's decision was the way it reshaped perceptions of women in the monarchy. Historically, women in royal roles had often been confined to the background, their contributions celebrated but largely limited to supporting male counterparts. Camilla's move to prioritize Princess Charlotte's position not only challenged that paradigm, but dismantled it entirely. It signaled that the monarchy was ready to embrace the talents, perspectives, and leadership of women in a far more significant way. Charlotte's ascension to the role of Princess Royal ignited conversations about gender equality within the royal institution. These discussions extended beyond the family, prompting debates in political and social circles about how traditional power structures could be reimagined to better reflect contemporary values. Charlotte herself became an outspoken advocate for gender parity, working closely with organizations that sought to empower women and girls around the world. Her initiatives included scholarships for young women in STEM fields, campaigns to combat gender-based violence, and partnerships with global leaders to advance women's rights. Her efforts resonated across generations. For many young girls, Charlotte became a symbol of what was possible, proof that even in the most traditional institutions, change was not only necessary but achievable. She was not content to rest on her title or rely on the privileges of her position. She actively sought to use her influence to make a tangible difference. As Charlotte's role expanded, so too did her influence over how the monarchy presented itself to the public. Traditionally, royal engagements were steeped in formality and ritual, often perceived as distant from the everyday lives of citizens. Under Charlotte's guidance, these interactions began to evolve. She advocated for a more approachable and relatable royal presence, one that could bridge the gap between the monarchy and the people it served. One notable change was the introduction of community days, a concept spearheaded by Charlotte. On these days, members of the royal family would engage in grassroots-level activities, working directly alongside citizens to address local issues. These events were designed to foster a sense of connection and collaboration, and they were immensely popular. Charlotte's own involvement, whether it was planting trees in urban parks or volunteering at food banks, was praised for its authenticity and dedication. She also embraced technology as a means of connecting with the public. Social media, long regarded as a double-edged sword by the royal family, became one of Charlotte's most powerful tools. Through candid posts, live Quanda sessions, and updates on her initiatives, she cultivated a level of transparency and accessibility that resonated deeply with a digital-savvy audience. Her online presence was carefully curated to reflect her values and priorities, offering glimpses of her personality while maintaining the dignity of her position. One of Princess Charlotte's defining passions was environmental conservation. From a young age, she had demonstrated a deep concern for the planet, inspired in part by her father's lifelong advocacy for sustainability. As she grew older, this concern blossomed into a central focus of her work, shaping many of her initiatives and public engagements. Charlotte's approach to environmental issues was multifaceted. She recognized that tackling climate change and preserving biodiversity required collaboration across sectors and nations. To that end, she established the Royal Environmental Trust, an organization dedicated to fostering partnerships between governments, businesses, and grassroots organizations. The trust funded research into renewable energy, supported conservation projects in vulnerable ecosystems, and provided grants to communities implementing sustainable practices. One of her most ambitious projects was the Green Cities Initiative, a program aimed at transforming urban areas into sustainable, eco-friendly spaces. Under Charlotte's leadership, the initiative partnered with architects, urban planners, and local governments to create green corridors, improve waste management systems, and promote renewable energy solutions. The success of the program garnered international attention, with several countries adopting similar models based on its framework. Charlotte's commitment to the environment extended to her personal life as well. She was often seen wearing sustainable fashion, promoting brands that prioritized ethical practices. Her official residences were retrofitted with solar panels, rainwater harvesting systems, and other eco-friendly technologies, setting an example for others to follow. As Princess Charlotte matured, her role in international diplomacy grew increasingly prominent. She inherited her grandmother's gift for empathy and her parents' diplomatic finesse, which made her a natural in navigating complex geopolitical landscapes. Charlotte became a frequent presence at global summits, where her voice carried significant weight on issues ranging from climate change to humanitarian crises. One of her most notable diplomatic successes came during a period of heightened tension between two major nations. Charlotte, leveraging her position and reputation as a neutral figure, facilitated dialogue between their leaders. Her ability to listen, mediate, and find common ground earned her widespread admiration and reinforced the monarchy's relevance on the world stage. Her travels also brought her into contact with diverse cultures and communities. Charlotte was deeply committed to understanding the unique challenges faced by different regions and ensuring that her initiatives reflected their needs. Whether it was visiting flood-ravaged areas in Southeast Asia or attending economic forums in Africa, she approached every engagement with humility and a genuine desire to learn. Within the royal family, Princess Charlotte's rise to prominence had a unifying effect. The bond between Charlotte, her parents, and her siblings was a source of strength and stability, providing a solid foundation as she navigated the complexities of her role. Her elder brother, Prince George, who was destined to inherit the throne, often sought her counsel, recognizing the wisdom she had gained through her experiences. Charlotte's relationship with her grandmother, Queen Camilla, remained one of the most poignant aspects of her journey. Even as Charlotte came into her own as a leader, she continued to rely on Camilla's guidance. Their shared moments, whether spent discussing state matters or reminiscing about simpler times, reflected a deep mutual respect and affection. Camilla, in turn, found immense pride in watching Charlotte thrive, knowing that her decision to pass on the title had been the right one. Beyond her immediate family, Charlotte also played a mentorship role for younger royals. She recognized the importance of preparing the next generation for their roles, and often took the time to share her insights and experiences. Her mentorship extended to non-royal youth as well, particularly those involved in leadership programs supported by the royal family. Charlotte's influence extended beyond politics and policy into the realms of culture and society. Her patronage of the arts revitalized interest in theater, music, and visual arts, particularly among younger audiences. She championed emerging artists, established grants for creative endeavors, and even collaborated with cultural institutions to make art more accessible to underprivileged communities. Her impact on fashion and lifestyle was equally profound. Dubbed the Charlotte Effect, her sartorial choices often sparked trends, with clothing and accessories she wore selling out within hours. Yet Charlotte used her influence in this area to promote sustainability, working with designers who prioritized ethical practices and encouraging consumers to adopt a more mindful approach to fashion. In her social engagements, Charlotte demonstrated a unique ability to connect with people from all walks of life. Whether attending a black tie gala or visiting a community center, she approached every interaction with warmth and authenticity. Her efforts to foster inclusivity and celebrate diversity earned her widespread admiration and solidified her place as a beloved figure. By the time Princess Charlotte reached adulthood, it was clear that her journey had redefined the monarchy in profound ways. The institution, once viewed by some as an anachronism, had become a dynamic and forward-thinking entity under her influence. Her leadership inspired trust, admiration, and hope, both within the United Kingdom and around the world. Queen Camilla's decision to elevate Charlotte had been met with skepticism at the outset, but it ultimately proved to be a masterstroke. It ensured that the monarchy remained relevant, adaptable, and deeply connected to the people it served. Camilla's legacy was one of courage, foresight, and unwavering faith in the future, embodied in the extraordinary woman Charlotte had become. As Charlotte prepared to take on even greater responsibilities, the world watched with a sense of anticipation and pride. Her story was one of transformation, not just for herself, but for the institution she represented and the countless lives she touched along the way. It was a story that would be told for generations, a testament to the enduring power of leadership, vision, and the courage to embrace change. As Princess Charlotte stepped further into her role as the Princess Royal, her influence continued to transcend the traditional boundaries of royalty. Her journey became a source of inspiration not just within the United Kingdom but across the globe. The young princess had emerged as a figure who bridged the past and the future, embodying the grace of her heritage while championing the values of a new generation. If you liked this video, please give it a like and subscribe to our channel. Also, leave your comments below and tell us, what are your thoughts on Queen Camilla giving her royal title to Princess Charlotte? We want to hear from you. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.